A Qajar Qden, crate, drawer, or box with a hole in it is nominally a six-sided, box-shaped percussion instrument originally from Peru, played by slapping the front or rear faces with the hands, fingers, or sometimes various implements such as brushes, mallets, or sticks. Many variants on the basic design are in use, ranging from improvised to professionally manufactured instruments. Description: sheets of 0.5 to 0.75 inches thick wood are generally used for 5 sides of a box. A thinner sheet of plywood is nailed on as the sixth side, and acts as the striking surface or head. A sound hole is cut on the backside opposite the head or tapa. The top edges are often left unattached and can be slapped against the box. The player sits astride the box, tilting it at an angle while striking the head between his knees. The modern Qajar Qden may have rubber feet, and has several screws at the top for adjusting percussive timbre. Originally they would be only wooden boxes, but now some versions may also have several stretched cords pressed against the tapa for a buzz-like effect or tone. Guitar strings, rattles or drum snares may serve this purpose. They may also have bells on the inside near the cords. The percussionist can play the sides with the top of his palms and fingers for additional sounds. Origins and evolution. The Qajar Qden is the most widely used Afro-Peruvian musical instrument since the late 18th century. Slaves of West and Central African origin in the Americas, specifically Pira, are considered to be the source of the Qajar Qden drum. Currently, the instrument is common in musical performance throughout some of the Americas and Spain. The Qajar Qden was developed during the periods of slavery in coastal Pira, where it is associated with several Afro-Peruvian genres. The instrument reached a peak in popularity by 1850, and by the end of the 19th century Qajar Qden players were experimenting with the design of the instrument by bending some of the planks in the Qajar Qden's body to alter the instrument's patterns of sound vibration. After slavery the Qajar Qden was spread to a much larger audience including criollos. Given that the Qajar Qden comes from slave musicians in the Spanish colonial Americas, there are two complementary origin theories for the instrument. It is possible that the drum is a direct descendant of a number of box-like musical instruments from West and Central Africa, especially Angola, and the Antilles. These instruments were adapted by Peruvian slaves from the Spanish shipping crates at their disposal. In port cities like Matanzas, Cuba codfish shipping crates and small dresser drawers became similar instruments. Another theory posits that slaves simply used boxes as musical instruments to subvert Spanish colonial bans on music in predominantly African areas. In this way, Qajar Qdens could easily be disguised as seats or stools, thus avoiding identification as musical instruments. In all likelihood it is a combination of these factors, African origins and Spanish suppression of slave music, that led to the Qajar Qden's creation. Spanish flamenco guitar player Paco de Luca brought to Spain a Qajar Qden formerly owned by Peruvian percussionist Quetro Soto in 1977 with the purpose of using it as a more reliable rhythmic bass in flamenco. In 2011 curved cajons were introduced. Although traditional cajons are still widely played, the curved cajon has made a big difference in the sound and performance of the cajon. Contemporary music. Today, the Qajar Qden is heard extensively in coastal Peruvian musical styles such as tondero, zamacueca and Peruvian waltz, modern flamenco and certain styles of modern rumba. In 2001 the Qajar Qden was declared national heritage by the Peruvian National Institute of Culture. The modern Qajar Qden is often used to accompany the acoustic guitar. The Qajar Qden is becoming rapidly popular in blues, pop, rock, funk, world music, fusion, jazz, etc. It is also often referred to as a drum kit in a box, or Qajar Qden box. More recently it has been used by percussionist Matthew Whitehouse to help create the genre strum and bass, which is an acoustic blend of flamenco, drum and bass and hip-hop, played by its inventors more like trees. The Qajar Qden has become a popular instrument in the folk music of Ireland and is often played alongside the bodhrán. Qajar Qden playing styles. Besides its standard use, the Qajar Qden has been played in a variety of ways, according to different influences over time. Since it has been widely spread across the world, not only full-time percussionists, but also other musicians have begun to play the Kajar-Qden. The instrument has been played not only with hands, but also with plastic and metal brushes, as normally used for drums. Another way of playing the Kajar-Qden is to use an ordinary bass drum pedal, thus turning the Kajar-Qden into an indirect percussion instrument. This enables the player to beat it just like a pedal bass drum, but it also restricts the player's standard position. Gallery, see also, Flamenco, Kajar-Qden de Rumba, Cuba, Kajar-Qden de Tafio, Copyright Zico, references. External links, How to build a Kajar-Qden, Davies Drum Curved Sides Cajons Beatbox Davis. Cajon info site. Help deciding which cajon to buy. Videos of a Kajar-Qden being played, Cajon lesson website. Afro-Cuban Kajar-Qden in religious ceremonies, Instruments of the World, Cajon, brief history of the instrument with photo. Super Cajon, Lua registered trademark Kajar-Qden, professional grade Kajar-Qden, Kopf Cajon.